Uganda Eyenkya.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Omutuawansi, and I'm a Ugandan. I live in China. I live in a couple of cities because of the nature of job that I do. My job is in logistics. I source for goods and items for different customers around the world, and I load them in containers, use it for sea freight, or load them on the plane as air cargo. In my trade, I'm exposed to a lot of people, so I find myself having to learn a lot of languages. So I basically speak French, Chinese, English, and a couple of other African languages. And I live in China for about 5 years right now. The controversy has been that Chinese landlords, mostly from the Guangdong province, have been forced by the state. That's what the message is. Most landlords have been telling their tenants that they were forced by the state not to allow African tenants. So even those that had been there for some time were forced to leave, and some of their monies were refunded. Now, that is when, of course, many Africans raised their voices, and the Nigerian consulate came up to speak against the Chinese. And you have to understand the political background of this. Nigeria has one of the largest number of Chinese in the diaspora in Africa. I think they are close to 1 million Chinese in Nigeria right now. So any kind of mishaps here could have a diplomatic incident. So quickly, it was resolved. While many other foreigners might want to stay and have no other option of going back, why? Because, of course, right now, the current state of the coronavirus prevalence in their countries is too bad. That's Europe and the US and South America. Africans want to go back because they know it's not that big an issue in Africa. Also, they have access, because you see right now corona is very bad for people who live in the urban areas, like in cities with tall buildings. Whoever stays in the countryside has access to organic food, fresh air, fresh water, is more likely to survive this kind of pandemic. That's why Africans want to go back to Africa, because they know that is the background that they come from, and it can really help to revive them or even save them from the pandemic. Yes. That is why many of them would prefer to leave right now rather than stay and wait for this to end. They will come back as soon as this gets resolved. You asked why most people are saying that the Chinese want to bring the virus back to Africa. I don't think this is factual. Why? Because Africans are the business for Chinese. They need African money. Ideally, if Africans stop buying stuff from China, I think the China GDP would drop very, very much, because I have it in good authority that even Musk, the biggest shipping company in the world, credits all its maybe 50% of its profits, annual profits, from African customers who export from China to Africa. So the other difference is from the rest of the world. So you can imagine just how much money Africa contributes to the Chinese economy. Now, as far as tests are concerned, I think that's something else. Obviously, you're wondering why Africans are having to be evacuated, yet China claims that it's back to business. I've already explained that to you, but I'll explain something further. Most of the other agents or other teachers who work in China, the foreign teachers who work in China to teach different languages in China, they don't do just that. They are also into trading and export. Yes, they are teaching English in China, but they also find customers from their home countries. Now, you have to understand the culture of Chinese. They believe in somebody they can gain from. If a Chinese cannot gain anything from you, you cannot be their friend. So you have to understand that most African teachers, that's all they've been doing. They've not been trying to source for product or for customers from different parts of the world to export certain things for them. So the Africans who are still in China, people like me, is because we are still exporting things to the rest of the world. That's why. China is basically back to business. By business, it means commodity trading, export, import, production, manufacturing, nanotechnology development, nuclear energy, biochemistry, artificial intelligence, basically everything that has to do with them making money. So that's what it means that they're back to business. Now, why maybe this might be a little bit controversial is because maybe you're seeing many people from African origin trying to find out getting back to Africa. Why? Because they're being maybe evacuated out of China. It's because they are mostly teachers and the schools are still closed and it's still indefinite. So that is why they want to get out, because they're not getting paid. Yeah, they're not exactly adding to the economy right now. They're just English teachers. That is why they want to leave. But the rest of the country is actually back to business. Considering the fact that the Chinese government doesn't want to spend any more money on Africans, I don't think they're going to deport them. And of course, their home countries haven't shown interest. I saw a document from the government of Nigeria. I don't know if it was authentic, but they had provided some airplanes to come and pick all the Nigerians who had registered with the consulate. But each Nigerian is going to pay for their own air ticket. I believe other African countries that have airlines can arrange this kind of thing, or even charter planes to evacuate their population in the diaspora here in China. So I would rather people are given an option of what to do. If they can stay and wait this out, it would be good. But if they can't, they can leave. The challenge is the time that the scientists have given for them to actually try and resolve this medically. And they've said between 18 to 24 months, and that's a very, very long time to wait.
Uganda Eyenkya.